Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you a flip through of my bullet journal so far. I started the year with a Roaring Twenties theme, and here is my key and my year at a glance. I have an F. Scott Fitzgerald quote that says, "I had that familiar conviction that life was beginning over again." And here's my future log. Now there'll be a lot of blurred things in this video just for privacy, but you can see here that I have little calendar stickers and I fill in a gold dot for an event and write the event next to it in the empty space. Next is my grid spacing spread. I use this to give me a cheat sheet for halves, 1/3, 1/4 for the top and bottom of the bullet journal. And then you can see my 25 goals before turning 25, decorated with some 20s decor in the corners. My 20 books in 2020 is already completed, which is surprising, but I also have a headache tracker next to that. January's theme was a loosely tangled theme, and it says, "When you can't see the light, be the light." And I use a little HP printer to print some pictures that I just find on Pinterest. I also put a little bit of washi tape on the edges of each of my months to easily find them. The lanterns are really what I use for the tangled theme in this month, and you can see them on pretty much every page. But I have a habit tracker, my mood tracker of lanterns. My brain dump is going to be blurred pretty much every time because I use it to get all of my thoughts out. I have a 1 line a day and a gratitude log that's pretty consistent. Through the month of January, I played around with different ways to make my weekly spreads work for me. It took me a long time before I finally settled on a layout that I really loved using. There's my semester overview for my last semester in grad school, and a 20 ways to be healthier, and a crown of the Enneagram type 9 explanation, since I am a type 9 of the Enneagram. Next up is February, where I had a loosely based Beauty and the Beast theme, and I loved this month. I loved drawing these loose roses and adding in little touches of Beauty and the Beast. I changed up the font that I had been using and started using different kind of decorations and washi tapes. I have just a little change, small to say the least, and my favorite mood tracker so far. I changed up my gratitude log to be 29 things I love about myself, and at the bottom I have the quote, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Next is my self-care spread, where I separated it into 4 areas: the physical self-care, the mental self-care, the social emotional self-care, and the spiritual self-care, since I was really trying in February to focus on loving myself more. You can see my little Mrs. Potts holding flowers at the bottom. Just some little touches I put in to tie in some Beauty and the Beast ideas. Then at the bottom of this weekly spread, I wrote, "I want adventure in the great wide somewhere," which is a pretty famous Beauty and the Beast quote. March was a brave theme, and I chose it partly because I wanted something green for the month of March, kind of to go along with St. Patrick's Day, but I also wanted to focus on bravery. So you can see throughout the spreads that I have some golden arrows that are shooting around, or through some of the spreads, kind of to tie in some of the gold for the Roaring 20s that I've been using. I tried a new mood tracker this month where I wrote the different colors on the sides that coordinated with feelings and then made it kind of a chart. And then the habit tracker, I have the 3 little bears from the movie. I changed up my gratitude log this month to say I'm lucky to have, and my self-care spread was a bingo spread, which sadly I'm only missing 1 because things started to shut down in the middle of March. My March playlist was new, but I have Take the World, Sunday Best, Peace Be Still, Banana Pancakes, Love and War in Your 20s, Tanarif Sea, Good Day for Marrying You, and Moving Forward. They were just some calm songs that I needed in this month. This month was when I really found some different weekly spreads that worked for me and tried out some different titles. On this page I wrote, remember to stay alert and hold firm to all that you believe. Let love and kindness be the motivation behind all you do. I really needed to doodle a little bit to get my mind off some stuff. And this month I focused on adding in a little bit of some gray in the background as well as the little spirits at the bottom. Here's a spring cleaning page. I haven't finished cleaning everything, so I'm not done with it yet, but next to that is the gifts this quarantine gives me, because I tried to focus a little more on some positivity during this quarantine. April was a Bambi theme with kind of a lavender theme to go with it, and the lavender theme was inspired by Amanda Rach Lee. You can see I have a sleeping deer in the corner, and then many of the pages just kind of have lavender put in there because it's calming and relaxing and makes me think of spring. My habit tracker has flower down there, and I tried pasting in a pastel paper to do my gratitude tracker on, which was new and I really liked it. I needed a little more room for my daily summary, so I made it more of a 2-line spread for each day and made it look like a book. And I switched up my mood tracker this month too, which was very interesting, and I did some lettering for every day based on how I was feeling. Every tear is answered by a blossom, every sigh with song and laughter blent. Apple blooms upon the breezes toss them, April knows her own and is content. I chose this quote because it has kind of an April showers bring May flowers vibe, which made me happy to think of with Bambi theme. This week I have Thumper in the corner and a self-care spread where I focused on self-care every week. It was part of what we were doing for the university I go to, but it was nice to remember. Here's my Huga idea spread after reading the Little Book of Huga, and I like to go back to it when I'm needing something a little more cozy. Here's my books to read spread, which is overflowing at this point. I'll probably have to make a new one at some point. And then we're at May, which was an up theme if you've seen my recent video. I made some corrections to the top of the May cover page, the May calendar page. I changed weekly tasks to monthly tasks, and I just adjusted stuff so that it was more what I wanted it to look like. You can see I've started filling out my mood tracker and my habit tracker. I changed the top of this week as well, which I said I did not like in my May plan with me, and I'm happy that I changed it because I love it so much more now. And here's my last week of May so far, and next is the Wizarding World Tour, which is a reading challenge that lasts through all of 2020. There are 8 different locations in the Harry Potter universe, and you have to read 7 books to fit each of the prompts in order to visit that location. And I love reading prompts like this where it helps me figure out what to read and what to focus on. And that is all for my bullet journal so far. Stay tuned as I record my Plan With Me's in the future. Bye, friends.